Tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio, dropping knowledge in the studio, you already know.
Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. This is Prince Hakeem.
And this is your man, Ronnie Ron. Hakeem, what's going on? What's going on? What is
Chilling,
going
man.
on?
They working us like two slaves in the field. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I try not to work too hard, because you work too hard, sometimes you got to chill, relax, get some Crown Royal peach, and you'll be all right.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that. I need to start back drinking again. I need to, boy, because the way they working the nigga, I might lose myself after a while.
But people don't know. People don't understand why you working so hard. Tell them that you working on getting the studio. You trying to get this platform off the ground.
We working on getting the studio, trying to get this platform. On top of that, we trying to handle our own business, our own personal life. You know, we got bills we got to pay. So it takes a lot to do this. That's why I say show us some love on that Cash App, the PayPal, or if you don't know how to show us some love, just hit us up. Our information is everywhere, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That you working nonstop. Normally I call you. I'm calling you. Your phone goes straight to voicemail. I'm like,
oh man,
he killing the game right now. He's killing the game.
Oh man, I was sleeping like a bear in hibernation. I was out of there.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. And not only that, but I'm not gonna lie. I was like thinking during the week, and I want to bring it up to your attention. I want to know is women expectation or their standard, are they really too high in today's society?
You're gonna get us in trouble this time.
No, but I really want to know, because you kind of can see today, like a lot of men are really looking at women as a different way now. Like they don't want to deal with them.
In my experience, you have to be God to please some of these women. In my experience, you have to be the version. You have to be the version of their God to get with them. Everything they nitpick and this and that, and it goes back to something you said earlier. A lot of women are too entitled for their expectations to be so. A lot of women are just entitled. This is why the expectations are so high. Because the thing about it is, a man like us, we don't have big expectations. Most of the stuff we ask are very surface level. Am I wrong?
Right. But I was going to say, where did they get this entitlement from?
Society. Listen, we civilize the world so much that a woman can think like she runs shit. We civilize the world so much. We invented the tampons. We invented the washing machine. Life got so easy for her where she said, I don't need no nigga in that home. We gave no fault divorce where you can remove the man from the house and keep his money. And let's be honest about something. And a lot of women are going to schools. School, in a sense, give you a false sense of reality at times, because you can go to school, get an education, and think that you're smarter than everybody. When really it just says that you can just follow instructions. Doesn't mean you can really do it.
Preach.
You know what I mean? That's really all that it means. You know what I mean? You if you're not in those STEM fields, or you ain't building no robots or sending ships to space, really what you regular doing is just regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? But women today has gotten so, their egos are so big, Mustang. Their egos are so big. Where they nitpick on certain dudes for the smallest stuff. And all we be looking for is a woman to cook, clean, and fuck. That's really what we leave. Listen, I can honestly say this, and tell me if I'm lying.
I'm listening.
When we was young kids, 15, 16, 17, at that age, we wanted a woman that looked it fine, right?
Yeah.
Pretty, light skin, red. As you get older, we tend to forget about that type of stuff. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I mean? You dating all types of women. You just hope that is just a nice person and she don't got too many bodies on her. You know what I mean? So our expectations are not as deep or outlandish as a lot of women. Women want you to be 6 foot tall. They want you to make $200,000 a year. They want you to be a good dress. They want you to have a big D. They want your D to be down to your knees.
But this is my thing. This is my question I want to ask you. Is it because the society made women this way, or women always been this way? Because let's say prior to the 1940s and the 1950s and 1960s, you don't hear a story about women having high expectation like they do today. Most women back in those days was looking at the man. Well, no, actually, the man was more of the person with the high expectation and what they're looking for. The woman was like just available, just ready to be available or ready to get out of the market. but it's like everything now has been reversed. So that's why I wanted to ask you, like, where they get this idea from.
Is a good
because
question.
I know you're a historian, so you do history back then, so you know how history was back then in the 1940s. So what's the difference between the 1940s and today's society?
I could take that. I could say something along the lines of 1975 and the 80s changed a lot. Mm-hmm. When you have a lot of women, the women that we were walking around with, their mothers that came from the 1970s and 1960s, a lot of stuff that happened that day in them days where you have a lot of girls who they expect so much from a man. Instead of expecting a man just to be a hard worker, you damn near gotta be. Listen, they want you to be finer than them.
Yeah, you notice that. And normally the woman's supposed to be more finer than the guy.
Way more finer than the guy. But let me get back to this. You have a lot of these mothers who, A, sometimes make their daughters feel for a relationship. 2, give their daughters these expectations where it makes their daughter single or become a baby mama. Because let me tell you something. That list that a lot of women got, every time they add something out, that list becomes very, very short. You know what I mean? And we're talking about a situation where you're gonna end up literally being by yourself for the rest of your life because of your stupid of your stupid ego, because you looking for certain things. So a lot of it has to do with their mothers and societies, and some fathers too, because some fathers will tell a woman, that dude coming over here, he got to pay for your time. Don't never, if a man can't do certain things, no, you don't supposed to teach no girl, woman like that. Mm-hmm. You don't supposed to teach no woman. Sometimes, to be honest with you, a woman is too emotional to know what she wants. A woman is too emotional to know what she wants. That's why it's important that their father, the brother, the uncle's involved in a woman's choosing, because her expectation probably don't make sense. She would be so emotional, and what she thinks she wants, she doesn't know. That's why, for me, if I had a daughter, I'm going to be involved in the dating process. If I know this dude's a hard worker, he go to work every day, he doesn't smoke, he don't drink, he come from a good house, then hey, I'll set you up with my daughter. You feel me?
I agree. And I was going to ask you, we'll do another podcast on that. Yeah. Should today's society allow arranged marriages?
We need it. But that'll be a whole nother episode.
Yeah, that'll be a whole nother episode. I know. Yeah. I know some people listening and be like, wow, that's a good question. Should arranged marriages should be used on today's society like it was back then? Yeah. So I know I'm agreeing with you. Women today, their egos too high. Everything in the world favors the woman, so the woman tend to not want to need a man. Women now are making 6 figures. So,
oh my God.
So that's why the expectations are high, because now they're earning 6 figure as men are earning less.
Fact.
Because society does favor the woman. Now I don't knock the woman, and I think men have to understand, don't knock the woman down because she makes 6 figure. However, I think a man should be at a certain point to tell the woman when to shut up.
I 100% agree. We lost our masculinity as the women tend to be pushed up higher. We lost our masculinity. Here's the funny thing is, I saw that same episode that you're talking about with the lead attorney. And I seen how that young lady who was a lawyer, she was attractive. And you could tell that and when she was speaking, you could tell that she thought what she was doing was correct. That's another episode we could talk about too. Are you too old? Why are you waiting so late to get married, to pair up with people? You feel me?
And not only that, but she was also ashamed to mention her age. Yeah. She won't even say her age was, and she was getting so defensive. And then, a lot of people in the chat room in the live feed with the lead attorney, shout out to him. A lot of people in the chat room with the live feed was saying, why are you so ashamed of your age? People want to know what your age is. And that's a normal thing. People will normally ask, hey, how old you are?
How old are you?
It's none of your business. I don't want to answer that.
Yeah, because listen, women have a problem with age. They think they're supposed to be young forever. You know that, Ron? No,
I ain't never knew that. Wow.
Listen, if you go on TikTok and this and that, you got these TikToks, these girls making TikToks. I'm this and this. I'm still look good for my age. Okay, tell us what your age is. No, they won't say nothing. Why do you have a problem with getting older? Men do not.
Because they shame. Because remember you even say the older a woman is, the more her value is. The older the man is, the more of his value. You see how we growing up in age.
That is true.
I'm close to my late 30s. You already know you close to your late, you almost close to 40s. So you already know.
Yeah.
So you already know like your value going up, and women are seeing you different. Like, man, this guy is educated, smart. He's building something.
He's an older guy. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Women goes down. That's why they start dating down when they 40. They start dating men at 18, 20 because they're trying to get back their youth.
Look at Brittany Renner right now. She's 26 trying to holler at an 18-year-old. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I've seen something on that. Don't quote me on it.
But you know the funny thing is, a lot of men will get judged, but the woman won't get judged.
No, they won't.
Same aspect.
No, they won't. It's the same way where you see. I don't know if you've seen that stuff on Facebook where that guy who married that 18-year-old girl in Fort Pierce.
I saw it. You know that's hometown. That's Florida.
That was mind you. They only an hour away from here. They're in Fort Pierce.
Fort Pierce, Florida.
You know what I mean? And what kind of, you want to know something? Well, I kind of had mixed feelings about that because on one end, the little girl was 18, right?
Uh-huh.
And they say that he been knowing her for years. She came online and denied that. But it goes back to the question me and you said earlier. You have women out here literally having sex with 18-year-olds and having kids with these 18-year-olds and nobody is saying that.
Because remember today, everything now is reversed. A woman became masculine. So they say, what the woman's doing ain't wrong. But the man is the man is so feminized. He do something, he's wrong. And guess what? The man ain't going to stand up. The man's going to be quiet.
They're not. A lot of people have an issue with age gap dating. Yeah. That's another big issue. If you're twice as older than the girl you talk to, it's an issue for a woman. Because you want to know
what you expect, but Hakeem, what do you expect the man to do? If the man is dealing with a woman, let's say his age, her standards are too high. Her expectation is too high.
Way too high.
Why not go young, that's 21, 18, 20, whose standard is not even that high, but you're able to coach her and to make her the woman that you want her to be.
Yeah, you're 100. Hey, I agree with you. You know what they'll tell you? Oh, you can't handle a real woman.
Oh, that ain't the case. I to the girl, that ain't the case, baby girl, because at the same time, there is men that's able to handle those women, but the woman don't have the patience to deal with those men.
You can't handle a real woman. You can't handle a seasoned woman. Oh, you had to go get you a little girl. Hey, that little girl hasn't seen a lot. She's not as tainted as you. You know what I mean? And mind you, we're not talking about under 18. Mike Hucklebuck was doing, that was a little bit too young. But you know what I mean? Like 21, 22, 25. Women love older men because women are looking for a man to show them some things. You feel me?
And that's the thing. Today's men should learn for that. Why do young women want an older man? Because the older men have wisdom. You have experience.
It does.
Culture. You're able to cultivate her into a woman that he want her to be.
It's so crazy you say that, and it very, very much. But here's the thing: a black woman said online earlier. She said that she worked with a bunch of white girls, and every white girl that she worked with, they all married, and they're about 25.
Mm-hmm.
She said for her, majority of the black women that are in the office with her are in their 30s, still trying to get into a relationship. Then she said, "Is this something cultural? Is this something cultural or a bad habit?" Because
it's cultural because the lack of we already talked about that. The lack of the father not being home.
Yeah.
Or the father is home. The father is. Go ahead.
No, you're right. Let me ask you a question. How old was your mother when she got married with your dad?
My mom was in her late 20s.
She was in her late 20s.
Yeah. But they was together. They was together for before they got married.
Before they got married.
Before they got married.
So we're talking about is she understand my mom and I'm 40. My mom and dad been together. I think my mom got with my dad in her late 20s as well. But the point that I'm trying to get is this: women are standard is so high that they feel like their 20s are for themselves. You know that, right?
Yeah.
When we try to explain to women of this, it's hard. After you turn 30, a lot of men ain't looking for you like.
Yeah, because like you said, you already washed up. Meaning you already been loose. lose like a goose. You already have so many kids.
Or you done been on the carousel, the cock carousel for a couple times. You know what I mean? Letting dudes bust all in you, smash it up. So when your husband want to hit you, want to smash it, you can't feel nothing because the walls had deteriorated.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So this is the reason why it's harder for women to pair bond with people when they date so much. That's why it's always good just to get you off the market early. But a lot of women don't believe that. It's the messaging that they're teaching a lot of women, especially their moms. Oh, go to school, girl, have fun. Don't settle down too early. No, that's the wrong message you tell them. By the time they turn 30, most women are having a hard time finding husbands because most of these guys are locking their ladies in. Most of the older guys are locking the young girls up, and the young guys are locking the young girls up. What are you doing? You're not going to be able to find a husband at your job site. Most of the black men who make money at your job already married or have kids.
Facts. Yep. Especially if you're a businessman or you're a corporate exec. Most of the time, the men are married.
Definitely. Listen,
it looks good. It looks good on the business.
It looks good. Like
requirement to be married.
Thank you. Look at us. Me, you, and a couple other friends are not married right now.
Yeah.
How would it look like we getting married after we got our shit together? It's going to be hard to trust that type of.
Yeah. I was actually telling my friend that a friend of mine who's my mentor, and my coach. I go to see talk about business and business deals and stuff and interesting investments. He was telling me it's hard when you at a certain point in your life, when you're making 6 figures. He literally was telling me it's hard because you don't want anybody to come in to try to use.
Thank you. And to take what you got.
Yeah, exactly. You already know, Hakeem, the more we grow financially, the harder it do become, because then you literally can pick every woman you want. You can pick and choose.
Basically.
But you don't know if this woman's just here because you're making all this money.
And that's really the issue. This is why we ask a woman, why do you want to get us at the finish line when you can get us before we go, while we're in the process of getting there? Because they don't care what you do. They just want you to have it already. That's actually having a high standard, which is very detrimental. Younger girls understand men struggle because they're not expecting you to have much. Unless you listening to the city girls, if you one of those young girls, then you somewhat a prostitute. That's all that is. You know what I mean? But it's very disparaging, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. As I get older, as me and you get older, and we start to be here, because it just doesn't make sense how me and you can grow up in a 2-parent household and how hard it is to find a woman to follow our program because she feel like this is the way things supposed to be and not listening to you on what you want. Most of the time, most men sacrifice what they want and get into a beta male position to please the woman.
Fact.
Most men marry quickly is because of a woman, knowing that a man want to string out a woman for a little minute to see if she's going to ride.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
And it's quick. Most men marry quick, and they also end up divorced quick. But in the meantime, because a woman files, because she's pressuring you to make this shit happen. Like, hey, Hakeem, I need you to get your shit together. And then you telling them, I say, hey, that's some things I want. She say, no, this is what I want, and forgetting about what you want. This is why it'll be hard. If me and you hit the lotto tomorrow, Ron, or if this podcast go quadruple platinum, I think I might be a polygamist after. I'm being real. There would be no reason for me to trust. I can't trust nobody after that because everybody's gonna come to me for money. Oh, you paid in full. No, you might need to have more money than me, or that for us to be in a relationship. If you have less than money than me, I'm gonna think that you just here for the bread. Yeah, a lot of guys do that. Not only that, a lot of wealthy men too. At a certain point, when they actually tell who they're dating, hey, I'm gonna allow somebody else in the relationship because we're not gonna be here long term. No. Or you decide to do hey, you just to be the woman of my kids, like a baby mom. Even though we do on this platform, we do promote marriage.
We do promote marriage.
Well, but marriage doesn't work for everybody.
It does not work for everybody because it depending on the type of person you are. You know what I'm saying?
Especially with the high expectation, this generation of women, the more money you make, the quicker they try to put you in the bank.
Oh my God. They want to
look at Dr. Dre. He's been with his wife for over 20 years. You saw when he was with EG. Soon Soon he started making this deal with Alvin and all these other deals he's making, his wife now want to file for divorce.
Yeah, listen. That same as, you know, he was at his grandmama funeral. They served him with the divorce papers.
That I already know. And
I'm
the
like,
one
what?
thing I love about Dr. Dre, he never comment on nothing. He never say anything.
Bro, that's hurtful.
That is, you at your grandma, like telling your grandma goodbye. And oh yeah, your name Dr. Dre. Yeah, here you go.
And listen here, she had been married with that lady for a long time, so he had to know the lady. Why you not at the grandmama funeral?
And then people say, "Oh, what race he was?" You should already know. And I'm just keep it as that.
Come on, man. They're asking the wrong question. They're asking the wrong questions. Forget what race she is. What type of person are you? So you was here for the bread already.
Yeah.
That's all you was be. You was here for the bread.
No, because he cheated on me, baby. You know what you got into when he became a well-known artist.
Listen, and that's an excuse that they use to try to weaponize to get what they want. To be honest with you, Doug, sometimes, bro, these ladies think what they want, but they have, in hindsight, have to know what they need later on. Like you even have Gabrielle Union, who now telling she wish she was for the streets, and she
you see that.
Yeah, I'm like, she said
again, and again, I know he's talking about talk about race here, but it's always seemed like it's a black woman that they trying to use society.
They are. They're weaponizing them. They're weaponizing them.
Black women to look. Dr. Dre white, black.
Yep.
Black. And I'm like, why are you doing that when you know black women already sprayed? They already kind of like lost shit. And the man working very hard to bring them back into a low standard. So they can bring back into into reality. And here comes the celebrity. No, I want to be back in the streets. Now, guess what women gonna say? Well, I'm made for the street. I'm be in the streets.
Basically, and look, when she said that statement, there was some things she did. She was in a hotel room, opened up the window, got naked in front of the window, and was dancing.
Facts.
Like you saying to yourself, "Oh, okay, now you on that city girl shit, Gabby, you like that?"
Yep.
You like that?
And then Dwayne Wade doesn't do anything.
No, because he was a beta male.
Doesn't do anything and say, "Oh no, she's just being a woman."
No.
My dude. Yeah. But this is today's
society. But they say you wrong because we have to let a woman be free, let her be rebel. Yeah, listen here. Me and my homeboy here, we're feminists. We believe in women's rights. You have a right to do anything you want, but just not over here. Just not over here.
But it's hypocritical.
Yeah.
You guys say you're feminist.
Yeah. Listen.
Over here, you're not doing whatever you want.
You're not doing whatever you want. We're alpha feminists, meaning that we support women's rights. You go do it over there. But when you over here on this ship, you're going to do what you want that's going to benefit us.
Preach.
Because let me tell you something. If we got to bring majority of the bills and help and pay stuff, like, come on, dude, we're not with all that sucker stuff. You want to be like that, go find a man to do that. No, you're going to get you Pookie or Ray Ray. He's going to knock you up and you're going to be the one paying majority of the bills looking at us over there at Starbucks like, damn, look at those guys. I know I'm not, you know what I mean? She said, I know I'm not qualified for them. But I remember at one point in time I was. And your homegirl said, girl, forget them stank ass. Girl, they can't deal with a real single mom. Snapping their fingers like, girl, forget them. Girl, be proud. Say your truth, girl. Stand on your truth, girl.
Oh, today women today are so ignorant. It's so dumbfounded.
Ignorant, and a lot of women disgusting.
Come in and be like, "Oh, you guys," I just be laughing. I literally be like today, I promise you, I laugh so hard. And then my friends heard, "Why you be laughing so hard?" You know, people ask me, they were like, "Why you be laughing so hard?" Because I say, you don't understand how lost today women is.
Lost is not the road.
Yeah, they're lost today.
Ronnie, they're delusional. They think that they're smarter than us, but they're messing up the bag. Look how many of these kids is running around here acting wild.
Facts.
Some of these young boys want to wear dresses. Some of these girls want to be men. You got people with all type of stuff because the lack of focusing in your kids and you don't like doing what the old ways was. I've had girls talk about saying that, oh, that shit we was doing back in the days. Them dudes was controlling women. How?
When you go to work every day, your job control. You know what?
Listen, they respect their white daddy more than they do their husband.
Thank you. Because you know why? You know why? Cause white daddy ain't gonna be putting on it. They be like, hey,
no, he won't.
Better punch in on time. You don't punch in on time. There's a corrective action. After the correction action, there's a termination.
Thank you. Listen, it was another girl on Facebook who really told the truth and said that when she date white men, she on her best behavior. When she was with a black guy, she always cussed him out, and they got on her ass. And she say, I know I'm wrong for that, but she say this and that. So why are you doing that?
It's the truth, though. It's the truth. What she said is the truth.
But one thing I got a wake-up call for certain women, too. A lot of these girls who want to swirl and marry out their race, most of these guys are only using you for conversation at the office. Just bang me a new black chick today. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Most men are race loyal. You feel me?
Yeah. Most men are race loyal. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like Serena Williams, her husband have an issue with her.
Oh my!
It doesn't turn out because by nature, black women, they love chaos. That's why I always tell people all the time. They were like, "Oh, that's not true. Black women like order." No, women, they're attracted to chaos.
No,
that's why they need a man to put her in order.
In a place. Listen, they don't like structure. Me and you attested to that. A woman has been out of order for a long time. If we go to the Bible, they understand, like, in those times there was structure, there was order. Women have deviated from that. You telling a woman to follow the structure of God? Most of these people are Christians and they don't want to follow the structure that God laid out for them. It's God, man, woman, then children. The man runs the house. God conveys the message to the man, which the man sits down and convey the message to the woman and children. It usually be the man that leads in prayer. The man is telling people what to do. He is not an emotional thinker. He's telling, baby, let's get down and praying on our knees. And she said, yes, husband, go get the food ready. Go get this ready. I'm going to go out there and say something. No, women are leading these households down a rabbit hole. That's all. And listen, a lot of people are going to get mad, but listen, I'm just only telling you, we're the good guys here. We actually want to be with black queens, but the thing is, we can't facilitate or support a lot of y'all because we see what you even do to us as men. You know what I'm saying?
No, but if you ask me, Hakeem, I'm not gonna lie. I want to get them mad because when you get somebody mad, they want to do something. It's either two things: is either you gonna react or you gonna change your ways. You want to get them mad. Get them mad.
No, basically,
get them mad. You need to get them mad because that's the only way it's gonna wake the black race up. Now, at the same time, now they could choose not to wake up. That's on their choice. That's their choice. But the men, little by little, are leaving the black culture and now are dating women outside their race.
Yeah, basically, because we're not going to be alone. We're not going to be alone, or we're not going to do this. That's why sometimes it's better to date a black woman who is not of that bull stuff. Listen, I can't date a black woman who listens to City Girl.
That's a whole nother
topic, man. We already ran out of time.
We already run out of time. We giving them too much gems. At the same time, you already know we always get hateful emails, so we kind of used to it already.
Yeah, basically. So ladies and gentlemen, just drop a comment in the bottom. Tell us what you think about what we're talking about. Do you feel women's standards are too high or they're entitled?
Good question to ask. You already know. That being said, KR Culture Radio,
we out. Peace. Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.